Good afternoon, and welcome to this lecture of electronics. Again, we will be starting with the same topic, that is the memories. We were continuing that, and today almost we have completed the memory, static RAM, and dynamic RAM, right? So we'll be continuing that course, and we are going to this study in this lecture what is actually the memory organization looks like. So let us start with that. Let me share my screen and let me introduce myself. Myself, Dr. Andy Meshram, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Sri Mathura Das Mohta College of Science. And today we are going to study about the memory organization, right? So how the memory organization is there. Now we have studied in the earlier classes, like what is actually the memory or a one bit cell looks like. So we are having a 60 cell as well as we are having a 1T cell. Now, when we are trying to make it a large amount of memory, so that particular one bit of memory, how it is being situated, how it is being accessed, how we are able to write it, how we are able to load it, what are sense amplifiers, how they appear in that. So this much how, are the questions which we are going to say study in this lecture today. So let us start with that. So in a memory, what it actually is. So memory looks like this. So the memory usually is organized in a square or nearly matrix of storage, right? So matrix of storage cells. The matrix has 2 raised to power m rows. So we are having the rows like this. So we are having 2 raised to power m rows and 2 raised to power n columns for a total of 2 raised to power m plus n cells. So just imagine that store around 2 raised to power m plus n bits. Now here you are able to see this, that we are having these bit cells like this, and which are having these rows, and these are the columns. So the number of columns are over there, and this is the word line which is over there. So according to that, as we have the address in a colony, that we are having our addresses in the colonies. Similarly, we are having the memory bits or the cells which are situated in rows and columns accordingly, according to which we are going to generate the addresses, and according to which we are going to access the cells. We access the data in that particular cell, right? So the particular cell is selected by activating one word line and one bit line. So this bit line is over there. So we are having the columns as named as the bit line, whereas the rows are being named as the word line. We call this as a cell array, and this is the smallest one storage cell that we have studied now, right? And now it looks like this. And here we are having the sense amplifiers, which is having around 2 raised to power n columns. So accordingly, we'll be having 2 raised to power n sense amplifiers. Will be having the column decoder. Likewise, we will be having the row decoder as well. And accordingly, we are having two data lines which are able to read the data as well as we are able to write the data. So read the data, that is we are having the data out. Write the data, that is we are going to give the data inside this. And as we are going to select one of the word line and one of the bit line, according to we are generating the addresses. So the data is being loaded or the data is being read from there. So we can access the data as well as we can load the data in the memory cell by using this. Now this is how it happens. The activation of one of the word lines is done by row address decoder that raises the voltage of the line. So what it does, so one word line is done by row address. So we are decoding it. So we will be generating a code for that particular word line, and the specific word line is being selected, and the voltage of that word line is being raised. So it is given 3 volts over there. So whose address is at the decoder center. Now when kth row word is selected, all 2 raised to power n cells provide their content to the respective bit line, and their voltage will be changed by a small amount. So as soon as the kth row is word line is selected, all the bit lines are going to show you all the data over there. Now it will be amplified in the sense amplifier, and the normal digital word combination of bits will enter into the column decoder. So the all the rows where we are having the data is being taken by this sense amplifier. They are being amplified and they are being used for the further processing. The column decoder selects a signal of a column whose n bit address is applied to the decoder's input, that signal will appear on the data out line. So we are having a single serial in data. So all the data which are supposed to come in parallel mode are being given on the serial input like this. So the data out line will be giving you all the data bitwise, right? So accordingly, we'll be having that. Now the matrix organization allows to shorten the length of address, the length of the bit or word lines, their resistance and capacitance increase the speed of memory work. So as you can see, we want that we should access the data at a higher speed, as well as we can load the data at a higher speed. So these things enhance the speed of the memory, right? And accordingly, we'll be having, now this is one particular cell, and we can have a 256 MB like this. So we'll have the block structure of a 256 MB memory. The memory is organized as the matrix of blocks. The basic building block of this memory is 128 KB cell. So this 128 KB cell we are having, as we have shown in the last slide. So this is, say that 128 KB block, and this is being say again. Now, if you want that it is to be rise, so we'll be having this cells like this. So this is how it is. It is nicely being arranged accordingly. So we are having a building like of a structure where we are having some small, say cabins or some small apartments where the data is being stored accordingly. So we are having that sort of a structure in the data. So all the addresses are being, say, decoded likewise, and the data is being input or the data is being taken like. So the memory is organized as the matrix of blocks. The basic building block of this memory is 128 KB cell. So we are having this 128 KB cell, which is shown over here. And this is done to additionally shorten the address, which now will appear as 3D address: block, row, column, block, row, and column. So we'll be having a 3D address now. In the last slide, we were having only two, rows and columns. Accordingly, we have been generating the address. Now here we are having three. So we are having the block, row, and then column. So row and column are similar. Now the block has been increased. There are sets of column and row decoders that are used for memory array selection, and the column decoder splits the memory into upper and lower half. So this is how the memory is being located inside it. But the basic of it is the memory cells, right? So the particular memory cell, that is a 60 or 1T cell. Address decoders, this is how, I guess we are not concerned with this. This is not in our syllabus, but we can see this. So address decoders are having NMOS rows and columns, NMOS fast transistors like NMOS NOR decoder, 2-bit and all. So we'll study this. Let us see. So we are having this NMOS NOR decoder. The address enters in the true and complementary form. So as soon as we are giving the address 1 or 0, accordingly, each row in the NMOS NOR gate with two inputs connected to a certain combination of the bits of address and outputs connected to the word line. So see, this is a 1T cell, and as soon as the address is being loaded, so automatically the data comes out over there. So if both are 0, so the data will come across like 0. So the output of each NOR gate is low when any of the inputs are high. At least one of the transistor is on, right? So this is low, and we are having this. Likewise, so another is when we are having 0, 1, so the output is like this, and when we are having 1, 0, the output is like this, and when we are having 1, 1, the output is like this. So this is a basic structure of NMOS NOR, where we are having only two lines. So this is inverted, and they are given for particular cells. Accordingly, we'll be having the output. So you are able to see that how the data can be decoded. Like these are some of the points which are important, how the data is being read from the memory. Likewise, the output of NOR gate is high only when both inputs are low, both transistors are off, right? For every input, only one output line will be high, the rest will be always low. So if you want the data to come from this slot, then all the lines will be low, because we are giving the decoder format, right? So we have studied this in multiplexer as well as demultiplexer. We are using two lines. One is inverted and the other one is non-inverted. So direct line is given over there. So accordingly, that particular line is on. Other lines are switched off, so they are low, right? So the data from that particular line will be taken or written accordingly, but the other data will remain as well. Similarly, we can have the NMOS NAND decoder also. So each row is a NMOS NAND gate with two inputs connected to a certain, again the same sort of a structure, but instead of NOR gate, we are using here NAND gate, right? And the data will appear in the same feather. So all rows will be high, and only one row will be low that corresponds to the given address. Here, that address will be low where we need to have the data. Other addresses will be high. In the NMOS NOR, we were having the low, other lines were low, and the data from which we are expecting, the line from which we are expecting the data will remain high. In NAND decoder, NMOS NAND decoder, what we are doing is we are having the this other lines as low, whereas the data from where we are expecting, sorry, the other lines are high, and the data from which line we are expecting remains at low level, right? So accordingly, we'll have that structure. So I guess this much is enough for, say, this semester, and we are ending this lectures from today. And if you have any queries regarding this sessions or any of the things which you have not understood, so please go through my YouTube channel, or you can comment it on my comment box also. For my dear students, you can discuss this on our group, WhatsApp group. So with this, I guess we have completed all. So this is memory organizations, what we have studied. This is how the memory chip is having, and this is the 1-bit cell that we have studied, 1T cell, and say the 60 cell that is having, and this is the word line, and this is the bit line over there. Accordingly, the particular row is being selected, and all the data comes on this sense amplifier, which is decoded over here and is being transferred from data in. Likewise, we can have a 256 megabit memory chip where we are having 120 KB blocks, right? So now here we will be having a 3D structure where we will be having block, row, and column as well. And this is the address decoders. We are having this NMOS NOR decoder, and then we are having NMOS NAND decoder as well. So this is all for, say, the lecture of semester 2. Thank you very much for joining. Please go through my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share videos on that. I will be sharing more videos of electronics on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much for joining. All the best for your exams. Stay tuned to my channel, and if you have any problems, go through my videos. I have uploaded all the videos of my lecture. So have a nice time. Stay safe, stay home, stay safe, take care. Good day. Have a nice time. Bye.